What's up, YouTube? It's your boy King Cobra. We got ourselves some delicious steaks. Yes, we got the fucking pan plugged in. We're gonna go ahead and turn it up to a medium heat. And then while we're getting this ready, we're gonna do a couple things. One, we're gonna plop some butter. I'll turn it off for a second. We're going to add some country crock butter for our steaks to marinate in, plus some beer. So stick with me, folks. This is part one, making some steaks. Part two is going to be really, really delicious. So we're going to grab our butter. I want to plop. I'm going to smear that around. Two big old scoops. Yeah. That's enough butter for our pan, for our steaks. For the bottom half at least, yes. So we're going to take our country crock. I'm going to put some butter in there. And then we're going to splash it with some beer. So we're going to grab ourselves a Bud Light. And we're going to pour some into our freaking pan. There we go. Now we're going to turn the heat on to a medium. While our pan turns on to a medium heat and that butter melts, let's get our steaks ready. We got some steaks. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fry these steaks up, and then we're going to Cobra-fry it. Make it even tastier. So now we're going to take our Rusk County all meat seasoning. Right there. This is our pan. Beautiful. We're going to grab a fork. Oh. Alright. While that butter is melting away in that beer and that greasy goodness, excuse me, we're going to grab our steak. We're going to tenderize it with a fork. Poke a bunch of holes in it. It's been thawed to room temperature. So we're just going to tenderize it with some holes. Now that we've poked a bunch of holes in it, we'll take our meat seasoning. We're going to add a sprinkle. Add a very light sprinkle of seasoning to our steak. I'm going to drop a steak in there, just like that. And we're going to repeat the same step. This is only part one of the video, YouTube. We're going to take our steak and we're going to poke it and stab it with some holes. And drop it in that butter and that grease and that. I cleaned the pan out so it's a fresh pan. So we got butter and beer for our fresh grease. So I'm going to take the steak and just take a fork. It's been thawed to room temperature and just kind of stab it through so all that flavor seeps in. Beautiful. We're going to add a little bit of our seasoning. Season side down first. And then we're going to throw on some seasoning on top. Perfect amount, baby. Look at that steak action. Oh, that's just sexy. Yes. Now we're going to add some butter to the top of our steak. And we're going to let it cook up. Now once the steak has been cooked up, yes, once the steak has been cooked up, we're going to debone it and cut it into strips for extra dankness for part 2. All right. I'm going to throw on some butter on top. So we're going to use this grease for later. That's enough butter and grease for our pan. We'll go and put the butter away. Using that Country Crock Original, baby. Not a sponsor. Now into our pan, we have 2 steaks that are cooking up. Pour a splash of beer on top. Just like that. Perfect. Now we're going to sit here and chill out and let those steaks cook. And that buttery beer love with that seasoning. Bloop. Just like that. Yes. We're going to cook it to a medium rare consistency. And then we're going to plate it up, cut it into strips, debone it, and then part 2 will happen. Oh, snap. You want to get that flip action? Fuck yeah, YouTube cooking video. Part 1, motherfucker. Now, if you want to cook steak, that's the way to do it. At this point, you just kind of flip it and let it do its thing and cook naturally. But we're about to cobra-fry this recipe and make it even more dank, YouTube. Oh, yes. All that butter and that grease from the steak and the beer and the butter. And a splash of vegetable oil to fry up our steak pieces when we recut it and reintroduce it. But that's on part 2. You ever fried steak and butter and beer with some Russ County all meat seasoning? It's a delicious, YouTube. Oh, snap. Oh, that looks and smells delicious. Should we give it a flip? A flip for the camera. These have been thawed to room temperature. So we'll go ahead and we're going to flip these. Give those a flip. All that butter and that beer is going to melt together and just create a nice, really awesome base for our steak. Oh, that looks good. YouTube? Yes. Look at it. Yummy. So I want to see you cool cobras when that steak is done being cooked, and then we'll do part 2. What up, YouTube? So we got some nacho cheese Doritos, some all-purpose flour. So about a cup and a half of all-purpose flour, and then a bunch of nacho cheese Doritos. Crush it up in there. Some double A large eggs. Tony's seasoning you could use, but we used Payne County Rust. A little bit of that seasoning in here and here. Mix it with the flour and Doritos. Separate with the egg and the milk. We got 6 beautiful strips of steak. All that grease from the last time we cooked pretty much melted off. So we're going to add a little splash of something to fry these steak strips up. Cuz we're going to take those 6 amazing steak strips, milk, egg, flour, fry. In that order. That should be enough for our steak fries. And a little bit more. Beautiful. And a little bit more. That should be enough. Got some vegetable oil. We're going to mix it with the grease that I used to cook the steak. Beautiful. So we got about a cup and a half of all-purpose flour, 5 double A large grade eggs, and some milk. Crack open 5 eggs into a bowl, stir it around, add a very tiny sprinkle of our Rust County seasoning, and then into our other bowl, we're going to add a cup and a half of all-purpose flour and a bunch of crushed up nacho cheese Doritos. So what's going to happen is we're going to roll the pieces of steak, fully cooked, beautiful. All the steak is fully cooked, beautiful. We're going to roll it in the milk, then the egg and the flour, and then we're going to fry it. Let's see how it do, YouTube. And while we're at it, let's crack open a beer. It seems how we're making some steak fries. Yes, we'll add a splash of beer to our oil for flavor. Alright, let's do this. YouTube, let's do this. We take our steak strips, dunk it in the milk, dunk it in the egg. And then we're going to dunk it in the flour and Doritos mixture. All-purpose flour and nacho cheese Doritos. Dunk it in that mixture. And repeat. We're going to repeat this about 6 more times. Egg, second. You want to dunk it in the milk first. And after you dunk it in the milk, dunk it in the egg. And then dunk the chicken, or the steak. Dunk that steak in the Doritos. Milk. All-purpose after the egg. So you got the milk, then the egg, then the flour and Doritos. YouTube, let's see how these turn out. We can make delicious chicken fries. I'm going to do all of these at once. Yes. So once we dunk it in the milk, dunk it in the egg, and then roll it in the flour and Doritos, just like that. One more piece. Milk, egg, and then a bunch of that flour. I'm going to take the egg, sprinkle it on there. Yep. Cool. Get rid of our wet ingredients real quick. I'm going to go ahead and give that a flip. Let those cook up for a bit longer. I'm going to get rid of our empty bag of Doritos. That'll go for a little bit longer. Wash the bowls out while we're at it. Alright, got those bowls washed out and put in the dishwasher. I think this piece is done. Unplug that, let it cool off. Got something to wipe that milk off with. Wipe over a mess. So we have some nacho cheese Doritos, fried steak strips. That's what they look like. All finished. I'm not sure how it's gonna turn out. But we're gonna grab a piece and we're gonna try a slice. Oh! YouTube, that's good. Oh shit, I'm grabbing another bite. Ah. Oh my god. YouTube, the flavor on these is dank. Yes.